Okay, here we are with this object 7.6, the truck wheel. And the easiest way to create this one is to revolve it. Usually when we're dealing with round things, it's best to sketch the cross-sectional profile and then revolve it. So I've already created, I'm not going to go through step by step how to do that, but I'll show you how I did it here. So I'm going to go to my sketch, and this thing likes to flip around a lot. Okay, so I created it centered on the y-axis, okay, and above the x-axis, I guess, or that's the z. Yeah, that's the z-axis right there. Okay, so you draw out your sketch and you do your constraints, and notice I do not have any fillets in here, no rounds yet. I find that it works better to apply those after the fact, after I've created my model, most of the times. Not always, but most of the times, especially this one, it works out real well. Now, the linear diameter dimensions, in case you don't remember how to do that, we'll go dimension. I choose my center line first, click my part, come out to the side, and before I place it, I right click and go linear diameter, and then I place it. And of course, I've already got one in there. Okay, but you can dimension these with just the regular dimension, okay, from that center line up. But this just takes one step out, so having to do the calculation. Okay, so you want to do it. You want to get it centered up, apply your constraints of parallel and perpendicular, and make sure it is fully constrained. And then when you do, you'll do the revolution, okay? Um, and it's pretty much you choose a profile and you go full revolution, okay? And it will revolve around. Now in your sketch, do not draw a line across the center of the hole because there's nothing in the hole. All right, now let's see. For the holes inside it, I did one hole first, did a sketch, and I put that on my y-axis, okay, and then extruded that through, and then did a circular pattern. Chose my feature, chose my center point. I do in three pieces, three holes in 360 degrees. Okay. Then I came in and applied my fillets. Okay, and you have two different size fillets in this drawing. Some are what is it? Some are a radius of 2, and some are a radius of 3. So you just got to pay attention with that. Now the drawing will look like this. We're going to do a full section, but it's a revolved section through here. And then apply dimensions. And I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'll base view, okay. I'll do a couple of steps here that I want to show you. Section view. Oh, I only have one view, so that's what it's asking for. Okay, so I want to project up, click, come down to that center, and then go down through the center of one of those holes. Click again, then right click, continue, and pull that over to the side. And it will create a section on those planes, and that's how it should look as a revolved section. Okay, so let's do some center marks. We're doing with a centerline pattern since we have these bolt center holes. First thing I do is I select the center of the pattern. So I want to come down and click on that point. And then I click my first hole, my second hole, my third hole. Oh wait, it did not work. I've been having a little trouble with this sometimes. There, okay, I clicked on the feature instead of the point, and it did that. Okay, so now I click on my first hole, second hole, third hole, and I go back and click on the first hole again. Right click, create, and it puts in your center line for your complete object, the centerline pattern, and a radiating center line for each hole. This is the way to do that, and it's easy. Okay, so that's good. Of course, you're going to have center lines over here for these. Tolerance on one hole, and then intersections. Okay. Is it the center hole? Yeah. All right, so I want a tolerance on that. So after I place it, I come in and edit, go precision and tolerance. We're still at 2 decimal places, but I choose my type. And in the book, it's using this limits linear. Either one of those would work fine, stacked or linear. And so I want to come in here and change this right here. So my upper is 80, my lower is 23.72. Okay. And so that took care of that. Now over here in the side view, you'll have a lot of dimensions showing the sizes. That's why we do section views, is to show the sizes of things. That makes it more difficult to dimension. The one thing that will be difficult that you may not have done yet is dimensioning this radius here, or this thickness right here, as it's shown in the book. It has a thickness of 16. Okay, and so the way we do that is with an intersection, because we get these two lines that come together in a fillet. Makes it kind of hard to get that point. Do not be tempted to choose that point and then come down and then do a text override. If I find text overrides, that's just automatic trouble for you. Sorry here. Okay, so what we do, we choose our first line, and then I right click, go intersection, and then I choose the one that's going to intersect together. And then I choose my third line that I'm going to dimension against, and then I pull out to the side. Okay, and I place that. Okay, and see, it picks up the intersection of those two planes. That's the way to do that dimension. Let's see, everything else, diameters, radiuses, some text. Everything else is pretty simple, I think, for you. Just watch your extension lines. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. On your cutting plane line right here, notice I shrink down my center lines that are under it. And I'll go back over to here, because we don't want that center line showing up behind the cutting plane line. So I want to select that, grab that handle, and pull it down as far as it'll go. Okay. And then the ones that are underneath there, I can delete that one. There, it picked it up right there. Okay. And I can delete that one. Okay. Because you don't want that center line showing underneath the cutting plane line. So that's good. There'll be a PDF for you to look at there in Blackboard that as to what your final product should look like. And that I think that's all for that one.